What is up, guys, gals, and you awesomeans and gamers, different shapes and sizes? Is me, Josh again on Proxy, bringing you a quick little video. I'm going to call this a quick little video for now, but until I can actually make a proper professional version, because I really want to know what games you've been playing as well. And this video series is actually going to be called What Are We Playing? And so this week and the week before, I've been playing a lot of games. I've been playing so many, and so I wanted to show you a few that I've been playing, and maybe you could tell me if you played them. Maybe you could actually tell me if there's something better that you've played like it, or just tell me what you've been playing in general. So when it comes to me, I've been playing a lot of games so I can review them. As you know, I love to review games, and even if it's like an old game or if it's a recent game, I will try and review it as fast as possible, kind of. I always have something in the way though, right? And so what I have actually been playing is a selection of very different genres, which is kind of cool, really. So the first one is actually The Surge. This game has been so popular on YouTube. I feel like the publisher kind of went out and asked a lot of YouTubers to cover it. I myself got a copy of it by review, and I really want to review it. I just finished it recently. It was really badass, so good. I made it my mission to finish this game because it's got such a challenge to it, and basically the game is pretty much a Dark Souls style. It feels really unfair to like say that it's a Dark Souls style game, like actually having to name a game to compare it to, because I'm sure Dark Souls wasn't like the first type of game that was hard and then you just started over again when you died. Isn't all games like that? And so it is that kind of like Dark Souls-esque game where you'll like wander around, you'll collect souls, but more it's kind of called scrap in this. It's more about mech kind of like type stuff, you know, like mechanical or like exosuits and things like that. There are actual mechs in the game and things, which is kind of cool. It's basically a sci-fi version of Dark Souls. And so instead of souls, you collect scrap, and if you die, you drop the scrap, and you have to go collect it. But if you die again, then you lose the scrap for good. And then the really unique thing about it, and actually two unique things about it, is compared to say Dark Souls, which has multiple paths, and this does kind of like per se have multiple paths in it, is that it's more linear. It has like less of a gigantic time frame to complete it, and instead you have more of a linear path that feels a little bit more compact. You could probably finish it in maybe about like 11 to 12 hours. I spent ages on it because I was basically trying to find every nook and cranny, and I was having so much fun just fighting in general. The combat is so good, and the main thing, this is the main difference, is that unlike Dark Souls where you just collect armor and then you just have the armor and then you just wander around with the armor, you actually have the benefit of different types of armors and combining different types of armors. So like you'd have the speed version or the heavy version or the security version or the uber version, and they all have this really cool kind of aesthetic about them where you can mix and match anything you want, from the head to the chest to the arms to the boots. And obviously you can do that in Dark Souls, but it wasn't as like beneficial in a sense. And so in The Surge you can do that. But then say if you put all of the armor pieces together, you get like a stat boost. Say if it's like faster health regeneration or faster evade speed, or you know, something like that, or more energy to use your special abilities. And that's the really cool thing, is that there are just like so many like little extra things on top of a Dark Souls game for this game that it makes it incredibly fun, and I really like it. And so I'd love to know if you've played it, if you've watched some footage of it. I'm not too sure, but I've been having so much fun with this game. It was so good, and I can't wait to play New Game Plus is the main thing. This game has New Game Plus, and there are extra kind of like, I don't know how you'd say it, like extra mix-ups and twists when it comes to playing the New Game Plus each time. So I just actually jumped into New Game Plus just to see what would happen for a review. And the really badass thing is that they've ended up putting new enemies in the game. And so that's kind of exciting, knowing that right from the get-go, from when you start, because you keep all your stuff, that you're fighting brand new enemies right from the start. It mixes up all the enemy placement, so which is I think that's really exciting, really fun. And it kind of like makes it feel like you're playing it again, you know, for the first time. So yeah, really fun game. Highly recommend it. Bosses are cool, weapons are awesome. There are so many weapons, and obviously lots of armor as well. Now the next one is actually a little bit more on the polarizing opinion. This one has actually been in Dead Rising 4. I think it's 4. Is it 5? No, it's 4. And so with Dead Rising 4, this is actually the return of Frank West. I'm not the biggest fan of Dead Rising. I need to drink some coffee before it gets cold, though. I apologize. I did that on purpose, I'm sorry. But the Dead Rising 4 game is pretty much a return of Frank West. You go back to the mall in Wilhelm, I think it is, and it's kind of a shame, really, because I really didn't like the first Dead Rising. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I think a lot of people kind of like split down the middle when it comes to Dead Rising 1, but Dead Rising 2 got it really right. It was such a good game. It was pretty much in a mall again, but the way that they kind of streamlined the gameplay, the way that they kind of made it so the timing of the events, because obviously it feels like you're on like a time trial when you're playing Dead Rising, but they made everything feel so kind of balanced in Dead Rising 2 that I really liked that one. I played it until the end, to completion. Got Dead Rising 3, played a little bit of it, yeah. And then finally there was Dead Rising 4, which came out recently. It was on sale on Amazon, which is awesome. It was like 20 quid or something, and it's recent as well, that game. It came out around Christmas, right? And so, ended up playing a little bit of that, and No, it's not brilliant, to be honest. They've ended up removing a lot of things. Like, I've only played like a little bit at the start, but I already can tell that there's a lot removed out of it. Like, they've made this kind of like a very, like, it's boned, but without any meat on the bone, you know? And so, supposedly there aren't really any cool bosses or anything like that. I've just been playing, fighting against the zombies and stuff, and nah, I mean, even the story is not fantastic from the idea of it, because basically it has, like, a really cool kind of, like, actual story at the start, you know, with, like, a level that isn't kind of, like, connected to the mall, which is the giant open world space. And you have that, but then it's also, you know, then it kind of just gives up on that too quickly, and it ends up being the mall, and the mall isn't as fantastic as it used to be, like, years and years ago. And then the other thing is actually the combat, and it's actually really kind of, like, upset me a little bit, not upset me, but it kind of disappointed me in an immense sense, is that unlike games like, say, God of War, where even though, say, if you're doing finishing moves on enemies, you know, by doing the quick time event thing, it still feels really cool. Like, they make those, like, kind of quick time event finishers badass every single time you feel those kills. While in, say, Dead Rising 4, you kind of, like, build up a combo meter, and then you spam a special, like, ability button, and that kind of, like, sets off this massive awesome effect that can kill off multiple zombies and stuff. And after using each one once, I have never felt so bored from, like, special finishes in my entire life. And it also doesn't help that they take a lot of kind of coordination to actually pull off with your own hands, because you have to, like, aim them and stuff, and so because you got so many zombies around and stuff as well, trying to just aim with these characters in Dead Rising 4 is just such an immense pain. And so played a little bit of it, didn't really connect with it, and so put it away. So that was a little bit of a shame. But yeah, so those are some of the games so far. I mean, I've been playing other things like Mad Max. Mad Max is so good, so awesome. I really want to finish it. This is the thing, because I really want to finish it. It's an open world game, and so when it comes to open world games, I have such a hard time finishing them. The last one I think I finished was maybe Arkham Knight, which is so long ago. And I still have games like The Witcher 3 to finish, which I so want to finish, because I love that game so much. I love the universe, especially when you're playing watching Game of Thrones, sorry, at the exact same time. You know, you end up wanting to play The Witcher. I've also been playing a little bit of Uncharted. Again, I've been going like between games and stuff, which is kind of cool. And obviously there's been a few little mini games in there as well, but not been playing much Titanfall. Really want to get back into my Titanfall, because they recently brought out the brand new map, which was the holo training map from the original game, but soon they're going to be bringing out the Horde mode, supposedly, which I'm very excited about. So hopefully we get all those things. But remember to let me know what games you've been playing, and I will hopefully be able to spotlight them in a future video, because I want to continue doing these, just kind of like quick spotlights of games. You know, it's not having to do like a full video of just one game. This is like little mixture ones. And so you let me know what you've been playing, and I will spotlight you and them, and it'll be fun. It'll be awesome. But either way, it's been me, Josh, aka Proxy, bringing you some what I've been playing this week, and I will see you all next time. Ciao for now.